to the Daily Dose. Welcome back to the Daily Dose. That giggling guy over there is Robert. I'm Susan. We do this all the time, and we were in the middle of a conversation, and Robert apparently had something he wanted to say. So you have the
We
floor.
were talking about the next step, and in the hero's journey, this often involves the call to adventure, right? And that's the second step. And I think of that right now, coming out of the
Yeah.
ordinary world, which is a prior belief system, that you're serving an extraordinary role right now by stepping into this thing that allows me to point to you and allow you to be the mentor, because I have thought about what you mentioned, which is exactly, yeah, I can't be teaching everywhere. We know that. And people want live classes, which even I can't do that, even less, right? I mean, um, so who should these leaders be? Well, if they were the right improv teachers, of course, that's an idea. Wouldn't it be awesome, though, if it were people with Parkinson's or care partners, people directly in the community already? And you're that. And so there are people, I think, in our group who would step into that role if they were given the appropriate, and I think if you put it out there broadly, people go, well, he's not talking to me. So it's going to have to be a one-on-one to people to say, hey, I am
Might it
talking to
might
you.
yeah, it might the I believe in you, because if you tell a group of 12 people you believe in them,
He's talking to
it
them.
doesn't have
They all do this. They
yeah.
take one step back.
Not me.
Oh, you met her.
Yeah, that one right next to me, right? Yes. Well, I'm I'm ready. I'm
Tell me a
probably a little
story.
bit less comfortable with one of the games than the other two that we're gonna do.
We've been doing something, and I'm going to put it out here because I think it's powerful. We've been integrating storytelling with improvisation more and more with the jam. So right now, I'd like you to tell me a story of a time when you accomplished something that you didn't think you would be able to accomplish, something where you surprised yourself or said, that's not me. And then all of a sudden it was you.
The first thing that comes to mind is that when I first moved to Austin, I learned about Austin newcomers. And the very first meeting I went to, people were describing the various little groups and activities and things that were represented. And I raised my hand and I said, does anybody else have a husband or significant other who goes off on a business trip and sees a movie on an airplane that you wished you had seen with him, and then you don't want to go see it anymore because he's already seen it and he won't go see it. He doesn't want to go see it again. And everybody agreed. So the leader of the group comes up to me. She says, "Why don't you lead this? Why don't you lead a little group like that?" I was like, okay. The next year, I'd been in town like less than a year. They asked me if I would be the, what was it called, vice president or something. And then the year following that, I was the president. And and I felt the same way then. Like theoretically, that's not me, right? What? Don't you know who you're talking to? I'm just this little girl over here. This shy girl over here.
I love that so much. I love that in so many angles, from so many directions. That's not me. That's I'm putting that into our power of words and phrases. That's how much I love that,
Ooh, wow.
because that's not me says so much about the stories we tell ourselves, so much about our self-limiting beliefs. And if we're going to trust the unknown and therefore train for the unknown, except, because if we only trust the unknown and don't train for the unknown, we're kind of in this blind hope and blind faith. And that's that, what we spoke to earlier. That's the prayers with no action.
We
That's
should be afraid. If
yes.
you're living in that space of hope, you should be afraid. I
And
mean, hope is a
therefore,
beautiful thing, but it's not a strategy. It's not
there you
training.
go. If Andy just said, I hope I get out of this prison, and didn't dig the wall and through the wall and break through the pipe and crawl through the shit, he wouldn't have got out. So it had to be action plus hope, right? So that's why that's not me is very powerful. And that we
Hope plus
challenge
action.
it,
Yeah.
and we offer the opportunity for storytelling to redirect or reframe.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Trust the unknown doesn't mean you master the unknown, or that it's not still frightening. It's giving you a potentially different way to look at things that previously might have been threatening or intimidating or scary.
Yeah. And like that
Unknown.
definition we've heard before, courage is not the absence of fear. It's the acknowledgement of fear and going anyway. You do it. And to that end, we're going to say goodbye.